I don't know about you guys, all right, but I am definitely, totally, amazingly psyched to be here. You guys, all right, have reached Jeff Indyke. I was sharing, all right, with all my friends yesterday, all right, about it was going to be time, all right, to turn the camera on. And this is the Jeff Indyke Drum Education Show, season number 6. And it's going to be an interesting season. I really haven't organized, all right, the whole season yet, but I've got a pretty good idea, right, of some things, all right, that are going to happen. The first thing that I wanted to tell you guys about is I wanted to thank the community for their tremendous support, their tremendous support and acknowledgement for the work, right, that I've done here on Public Access. So I wanted to thank Public Access for their tremendous invitation. And I'm in just about all of New York now, so I wanted to thank my sponsors, people over right at the stations as well, you know, Miss Alyssa, Miss Heather, you know, all the people, right? Chuck, right, from over at Staten Island. No, actually, Chuck, right, is actually from M&N. And then, of course, Joe Bibula from Staten Island. Just a mess of guys, just a mess of characters. And really, really great to be here. I want to tell you guys, all right, that if you have questions, all right, about shows, you guys, all right, can definitely feel free to call me at area code 516-263-9782. You guys, all right, can email me at thedrumprofessor@gmail.com. And I also want to tell you, right, that you guys, right, can see me up at drumradio.com. It's kind of an interesting thing. I do a thing called Bonham's Up. And finally, all right, and it's an amazing thing, YouTube.com. And if you got to go up to YouTube.com and you type in my name, you will see more and more earlier presentations, future presentations, things, all right, that I'm working on that fall right into this educational category. And if you guys, all right, call me also, too. I can tell you that my Manhattan Neighborhood Network program, which is the evolution of drumming, which right now, right, is a 10:30 Wednesday time in the evening, can be aired on the Internet. So if you guys, all right, give me a call, I can tell you the link to that. I'm going to go to work. Now, the first show of our 6th season, I'm going to actually, I guess, call this the first file, but it's not the first seminar, right, that I've done. I did, right, a mess of, I guess you may say, unauthorized, unedited productions. I read eventually, right, I wanted to edit them for half-hour formats, built off of a study, right, built off of the greatest albums of all time, and this was Physical Graffiti. And the work, right, that I'm going to hit you guys with today is built off of John Bonham's work on Physical Graffiti. But I'm actually taking it from the 60-second idea, which means, all right, that somewhere out there, right, in another Public Access presentation, which I haven't produced yet, there have been 61 ideas, all right, that I've already done. You guys, right, haven't seen them yet. I decided, all right, to begin the season this way. But I'm going to go right into a completely different direction. The direction, all right, that I'm going to go in is very interesting. Many, many years ago, all right, I put together a thing in my mind called the genetic connection to funk. What I'm going to be doing, all right, with these ideas that Bonham did, and this is based off of his work on the Physical Graffiti record, is I'm going to take, all right, these rhythms, and I'm going to give you guys, all right, not only the ideas themselves, but sort of a genetic connection to different funk approaches. And I'm going to bring a lot of people in to the mix and use different styles of other drummers within the context. This is kind of almost similar, right, to the genetic funk files. But the home base is the ideas that I'm going to be playing on. Okay, let me go to work around on the beginning of this. I'm going to start with idea 62. I began this way. I want to give you, all right, the basic crux, all right, of the first rhythm. There's actually 2 rhythms. I'll give you the first one first. Now this is continued, so I'll just review it first. A 1 and 2 and let the big and 1 and 2 3 and 4 1 and 2 3 and 4 1. If you guys, all right, remember my earlier presentations on Drum Radio, I did a sort of like a version of the Immigrant Song. And if you listen very carefully to this groove and you pick it up a little bit, it has kind of the essence of the way that felt. A 1 and 2, Hold on a second. You do not want that wire, right, to get stuck there. Now, the first thing that I want to do, which I was kind of thinking about, is I want to take the 1 and 2 3. I want to take the gray strokes. Now, I talked about in the past gracing them as drags. If you guys have followed any of my work in the past, you'll know that the drag is a little bit neater. 1 and 2 3. The suggestion is a measure and a half. So in other words, right, we start 1 and 2 3, and then we go across the full measure and a half. Now, what I want to do is I want to switch from the drag to the Carmonite piece realistic rock interpretation of the bop triplet. Now, this was derived, originally, from a lot of the guys, in the bop era. But 1 and 2, I'm literally taking the 1 and 2 and da, 1 and 2 zappa. It's a triplet, zappa, built off of the and of 2, but I don't want you guys or girls to really think of it as a triplet. I want you to think of it as more of a lag of tone. Zappa-da-ba, zappa-da-ba. It changes the feeling. But you'll notice, the sort of bop-ish element, to it. That it swings a little bit, and it can almost be thought of, as that in that particular sense. So that's, the first step, that I wanted to talk about. You'll also, too, notice, and I was watching Dennis Chambers do this, in a couple of his films.